I have some beautiful sorrel growing in my garden, and I'm going to pick some and make a soup out of it today. So we're going to start by taking some chicken stock. You can use homemade or store-bought. Today I just used that better than bouillon stuff with some water. And you're going to add some potatoes to your taste. I cut them up into like a little dice. You can cut them larger if you want. The soup will just take longer to cook. It's up to you. And as much or as little potato as you like. And we're going to let this start cooking. And while the potatoes cook in the chicken stock, you want to saute some onion. I have one large onion that I cut up, and I'm cooking it in a little bit of oil. Once it starts to color a little bit, I'm going to add some shredded carrots. So now that my onions have a little caramelization going on, I'm going to add some shredded carrots. I have 3 small ones here. You can add more or less to your liking. I'm going to cook this a little longer until the carrots get soft, and we'll add this to our soup. Okay, so our carrots have softened, and now I'm just going to add this mixture into my soup. I just wanted to show you guys that there's 2 types of sorrel that I know of. There's the red vein kind, and then there's the kind that I used today for my soup. This one I find has a little bit of a bitterness, and it's not as juicy. The leaves are drier, and I prefer to use this one in the soup. And to use it in the soup, you want to trim off your stems, and then you just shred it and cut it so that the shreds are not too long. So I've shredded up a whole bunch here, and I'm going to add that to my soup almost at the very end. I also want to mention that the beauty of growing sorrel is that it's a perennial. If you have a garden, it comes back year after year. You don't have to plant it every year. So my potatoes are fully cooked, and I'm just going to add all of that sorrel into the pot. It will shrink considerably. You want to cook it for about a minute. Now, if you wanted to, if you were making it with a homemade chicken soup, you could certainly leave the chicken in the soup. You could also add some spinach along with your sorrel. And now, for the very end, I'm going to add some herbs. I have some parsley, some dill, and some green onions that I've cut up. I'm also going to add some fresh cracked pepper. You want to taste it for salt. Mine doesn't need it because I had plenty of salt in the stock. And then I'll show you the final steps. I'm going to add some crushed fresh garlic. It's up to you how much you want to add. I added 2 crushed garlic cloves. And to serve the soup, you can either chop up the egg finely and put it at the bottom of your bowl and spoon the soup over it, or you can do as I did and put some egg on top. I just have half an egg here now. You want a dollop of sour cream. Alternatively, you could do like an egg drop into the soup, mix up the eggs and cook them a little bit. I might do that tomorrow if there's some left over when I reheat it. And you can put some additional fresh herbs on top, and I hope you enjoy.